Hi everyone. So, as I had discussed about what is POS tagging and part of speech tagging and named entity recognition in the last lecture. So, we understood what it is and why it is so important, and especially in management field it has a vast application, right. So, to understand your competitors, to understand how the customers think about your product. So, this helps you in a broad way, right. For example, named entity recognition can also be used for segmenting your customers, right, to understand where do they come from, what price they talk about, what value they look in for a product. So, all these are very helpful, but until unless we do a hands on exercise we will not be able to comprehend it. So, today I will explain you through an exercise how we will conduct a NER, right, and how we can do it on our own. So, let us start with it and go through this exercise. Okay. So, let me start. So, we are working on Jupyter Colab and this is the first code we are writing. This is just a code which is not required, but this is for upgrading the NumPy. So, we have written this. So, you can, if you need, you can write this, right, and then let us go to the code that is part of this NER. So, the first code we are talking about is Python, right. So, Python this code, right, up to SM. So, you can read this, right. So, now what is the use of this command? Now, this command is used to download a English language model from Spacey, which is a very popular natural language processing library in Python. So, when you run it in an interactive environment like Jupyter Notebook, that exclamation mark at the beginning allows the execution of the commands, shell commands. Now, the command calls the Python interpreter to run the Spacey model using the M flag, and by specifying download n underscore code underscore web underscore sm, it actually tells Spacey to fetch the small English model, which is a lightweight version of the language model, okay, suitable for your tasks, NLP tasks like tokenization, part of speech tagging and named entity recognition. So, this is very much faster and a smaller one and makes it a very good option for basic tasks, okay, and does not require too much of computational resources. The next code is import Spacey. So, this is a very popular library. So, Spacey is used to import the Spacey library into your Python environment. So, it enables you to leverage its powerful tools for NLP, and by importing Spacey you gain access to a variety of NLP tasks such as tokenization, part of speech tagging, NER and many more things, right. After importing the library, you typically load a pre-trained language model such as n underscore core, this one, the underscore web, this same thing, right. So, by using the Spacey.load function. Now, again this model uses to analyze and process the text, okay. So, once the model is loaded, you can apply it to text data, allowing you to perform various linguistic analysis and extract useful information as named entities, grammatical structures and other language features. The next code is NLP is equal to Spacey.load, this one, right. Now, why are we giving this code? Now, this code again loads the small English language model provided by Spacey into your Python environment. So, this model is a pre-trained one, which is pre-trained on a variety of English text data and is optimized for common NLP tasks such as tokenization, part of speech tagging, dependency parsing and NER. So, by loading the model with Spacey, you initialize it and assign it to the variable NLP, which can then be used to process and analyze the text data. Once the model is loaded, you can pass text to the NLP object and it will automatically apply the appropriate NLP techniques. So, you need not worry, right. So, it will do on its own, returning the structured information such as tokens, syntactic relationships and identified entities within the text. The next code, when you write this one, text is equal to this one, Apple launched the, suppose we write this text, right. Now, what we will understand from here. So, this code defines a multi-line string text containing marketing related sentences, as you can see if you read it here, like for about Apple, Nike, Amazon. It talks about Serena Williams. It talks about how much revenue Amazon generated in 2022. So, all these things, each it highlights the product launches, collaborations, financial achievements, all these things for the analysis. Then the next line of code doc is equal to NLP text. Now, this one processes the defined text using the previous loaded special language model, and it applies various natural language processing tasks such as tokenization and part of speech tagging to the text and stores the results in the doc object. Okay. So, this object contains structured information about the text such as tokens, individual words, syntactic relationships, named entities like Apple, September 12, 2023 and many more things, right, whatever in this text is. The doc object can be used to assess the specific linguistic features for further analysis. Now, we will go to the next line of code, which is print command. Now, when you go give this code, what happens? Now, this code prints the named entities found in the process text along with the labels and explanations. Okay. So, it starts by displaying a header message named entities and then iterates over each named entity in the doc ENTS list. Okay. So, for each entity it prints the entity's text, its label. So, you can see this, right. So, Apple is an organization, 15 is a value, right. California is like it says country, cities, GP. So, it said, right. So, all these different entities are formed and you can see that. So, this is what it gives us as an output. Okay. So, it also gives us a very clear explanation of what each entity label represents. So, you can see that, right. And then from here we will go to the next line of command, that is from specie import display C. Now, when you write this code, what happens? As a result of it, when you write this code, the code imports the display C module from the specie library. Display C is basically a powerful visualizer that allows you to render, display linguistic features of the text. Okay. So, it shows you syntactic dependency parses and the named entity recognition is a visually in a visually interactive manner. Okay. So, if you can see now here, it has showed you in a very nice way that if you look at this, Apple is an organization, Nike is an organization, Amazon is an organization, 15 is a cardinal number, Serena Williams is the person, money for 514 billion, place is California, date is 2022 and 2023 September, Paris is a place, United States is a place. So, this is what it gives you as an output, right. So, this is all we have, right, and you can, by understanding this, then as a marketer or a researcher you can use this for your benefit. So, you can maybe make better promotional campaigns, better advertisements, or you can change the product's feature or understand what your competitors are doing better than you or how you can do better than them. All these different strategies can be built if you understand these things very well. Okay. At least it gives you a very hands on knowledge about what your customers are thinking and as a company what you should do. Okay. So, with this I think you have understood what is NER and how NER is to be used, right. So, the codes are there in front of you, you can use these codes and you can run through them, right, and maybe use your own text and try to rerun and rework on that. So, the more you practice, the more clear you will be and more clarity will come to you, right. I am sure you will you have learnt it and you will be improving in with time in as you will evolve with more and more practice, right. So, with this I am stopping because I hope you are clear with NER, and in the next lecture I will also run an exercise on how to conduct POS tagging through an hands on exercise. So, we will learn how to conduct a POS tagging in that in the last lecture, right. So, thank you very much and take care.